Hey, what's up, guys? It's Nunnker. Here to do a highly anticipated, highly requested. Got like I think 3 requests to do this video. MMA DVD collection update. So the last time I've done 2 updates before. One time I have like 3 parts of me showing my whole entire MMA DVD collection, which is back there. I ran out of room. I used to have them over there on this small bookshelf, and I ran out of room. I couldn't put any more on the shelves, so I had to move to this. This is my desk, and now I put them up there. So, and on the top there is that's just my movie collection. That's my MMA. The second shelf is MMA. But anyways, so yeah, this is my 3rd update. I haven't done one since December 18th, I believe, was my last update. That was before I left YouTube, and now I'm gonna do my first update since leaving YouTube. I got 3 requests for to do this, so let's get to it. And I have a huge update. This is probably my biggest update yet, because it's been about 5 months, something like that. So anyways, so let's get started. Alright, so first one, UFC 86, Jackson versus Griffin. This was a pretty good event. It's not one of my favorites. It has some good fights. I'll just give you guys a card really fast. Corey Hill versus Justin Buchholz, Melvin Gillard, Dennis Siver, Gurgel versus Miller, Gonzaga versus McCauley, Tyson Griffin versus Aurelio, Koscheck versus Lytle, Stevenson versus T-Bow, Cote versus Almeida, and Quentin Rampage Jackson versus Forrest Griffin for the light heavyweight title. We all know what happens in the main event. This is also 2-disc. So yeah, I mean it's a decent event. And then there you got Jackson and Griffin on the first one. Then here you got this picture of the title. I don't know why they put Cote and Almeida. And they also changed the cover with this one. They're changing like all the posters now that for the DVDs. They don't keep the original cover work, and this is actually a lot cooler than their original cover when they're staring each other down. It's shiny. There you got Griffin and Jackson fighting. Got a picture of the belt there. 9 fights. It comes with the countdown show to UFC 86, the weigh-ins, behind the scenes, and UFC.com web features, and it's over 4 hours of content. There you have the back. Pretty good card. And I got these all for that one. I got for $15. Next one, UFC 87, Seek and Destroy, one of my favorite UFC cards of all time. This is a great event, probably in my top 15 favorite MMA events ever. This is a huge fight card. You have 10 fights. It comes with the countdown to UFC 87, comes with behind the scenes, weigh-ins, UFC.com featurettes, and it's over 5 hours of content. There, and I'll show you guys the disc really fast. And this is, of course, 2-disc as well. You got really cool cover work. St. Pierre versus Fitch for the welterweight title. St. Pierre, we all know what happens there. Dominates Fitch, wins his first, gets his first title defense. Brock Lesnar gets his first win in the UFC against Heath Herring. Great fight between Florian and Huerta, Gamboa and Emerson, nice knockout. McDonald Maya, great fight. Congo Evanson, Kuma McCrary, Goose Mal versus John Jones. John Jones' debut. Chris Wilson versus Steve Bruno, and Ben Saunders versus Ryan Thomas. Pretty good card. Got this one for $15 as well. I'll have to do 2 parts for this one. I have a ton to show you guys. Next fight, or next DVD, UFC 88 Breakthrough. And what I don't like about this is that on the side, the name of this is Breakthrough, but when you look at it, you think it's Liddell versus Evans, and then they have Breakthrough really small right there. It's like you can barely even see it. But anyways, UFC 88 Breakthrough, pretty cool poster. I really like this poster a lot. 2-disc edition, and this has countdown to UFC 88, behind the scenes, weigh-ins, UFC.com featurettes, and over 4 hours of content. This is not a 9-fight card, and then it says also featuring Franklin versus Hamill. So the card is pretty much Liddell versus Rashad Evans, great knockout. Rich Franklin moves back up to light heavyweight to fight Matt Hamill. Henderson wins against Smart Paul Harris, Martin Kampman versus Nate Marquardt. It's a great fight. Dong Hyun Kim versus Matt Brown. Tim Boach versus Mike Pett. Lambert versus McDonald. Carneiro versus Chona, which is a great fight. That was not shown on TV. That's a great fight. And Thiago Tavares versus Kurt Pellegrino, who I met. But anyways, Tavares against Pellegrino is also a very good fight. So those two fights, Carneiro, Chonan, and Tavares Pellegrino, are very good fights if you guys have not seen them. So get this DVD. This is a very good card, and it's 2 disc, of course. We have Franklin, and this is the second disc, Franklin Hamill, and then Liddell and Evans. Okay, next card. This one actually got very recently. I think this isn't the most recent one, but UFC 89, Bisping versus Lieben. This was not the best card. I mean, I got it pretty much for a couple fights that I really wanted to see that I didn't get to see. I got this one for $10 at FYA. This one was Liddell Evans, by the way, I got for $15, but this I got for $10. It was on sale. This card was another one of those cards that was just like, it was just there. It wasn't really memorable. It had some decent fights, you know. This card didn't have one title fight on the card. The fights were Michael Bisping versus Chris Lieben, Keith Jardine versus Brandon Vera, Sokoudjou versus Kane, that's a very good fight. Paul Taylor versus Chris Lytle, great fight. Paul Kelly versus Marcus Davis, Shane Carwin versus Neil Wayne, Dan Hardy makes his UFC debut against Akihiro Gono, Jess Leodin versus David Beal Keaton, Sam Stout versus Terry Edom, David Barone versus Jim Miller. I think Miller makes his debut here, and Pereklin versus Sammy Sciava. And it comes with Countdown to UFC 89, behind the scenes, weigh-ins, UFC.com featurettes, and over 4 hours of content. Ultimate 2-disc edition. And there's some good things to it. I mean, it has some good fights. There's the poster, which I didn't hang up yet. Bisping Lieben again. Pretty cool cover. And then, of course, this fight has 11 fights on it, so he has a ton of fights. You know, it's from the UK. I mean, it's a decent card. Not the best. Next DVD. UFC 90, Silva versus Cote. Okay, this is a great card. I really like this card a lot. There you have Silva and Cote. But anyways, for this one, they actually kept most of the original poster, which I liked. You know, I mean, this part, it was the original poster, and then they added in this, which was pretty cool. So Anderson Silva versus Patrick Cote, disappointing ending for the UFC middleweight title. Alvarez versus Koscheck, which is a great fight. Clemente versus Maynard. Junior Dos Santos makes his debut against Fabricio Verdun, great knockout. Sean Shark versus Tyson Griffin, great fight. Thalassides versus Drew McFedries. Fisher versus Gugarty. Miller versus Harwich. Franca makes his return, beats Marcus Aurelio in a grudge match. And Berkman versus Pete Sell. Okay, this is 2-disc. Countdown to UFC 90, behind the scenes, weigh-in show, UFC.com featurettes, over 5 hours of content. 10-fight card. I really like this card. Silva Cote, Koscheck Elvis.